So I made a post the other day about silver, and all I did was take a picture, marked my spot, and said euphoria. And it was based on 3 measure moves on our current chart on the 26th around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is the overlay that I have been watching for that one. It is the 1980 peak. The green one over here in the corner. This is our current 2025-2026 run. So to get a good understanding of what we might be in for, because the other one looks like a dot plot when you freaking copy it. So take this, we're going to stretch it out. Okay. Now we're going to collapse it up just a little bit. And I'm looking for the perfect setup. That's about right. Go away. There we go. Probably move it over just a little bit. Yeah, somewhere in there. So this one isn't perfect. This one is not perfect. But go forward in time. Alright, here we are. We are looking at the 2010, 20, actually be 2011. 2011 area for this run here. Okay. The low. The drop just before, after the high. Wow, look at that. Inversion mirror on the consolidation. Probably actually could move it over one more. Yeah. It's an inversion mirror. So if we're right on this, so I'm trying to find the bottom. I gotta get rid of this. Those two. So I'm gonna delete one. There we go. That's about right on the bottom. It's about right on the top. Perfect on the alignment down here. We just got this inversion, which this could have been news related. I think they started doing the rate cuts and easing in this area. So that would be why they tried to dip by it versus the rise and dip by. Now, what can we expect going into the future? Well, if this follows suit, follows trend, now remember, 26 was when I called the top of our current. So that was right about here. Then we made a $3 move higher, and that was about it. Now we bottomed out here. Now the price is not where we bottomed out. We're at like $85. But you can see how we build this nice sideways action, shelf action here. Then it starts to rise, sort of makes people look like it's going to go back up, and then it drops off again. And it sort of stair steps down into the future and just sort of stays for a while until it just slowly bleeds out. So, can you absorb the bleed? That's what Tino said the other day. Why am I bringing all this up? because my next thought is into the next how it's going, which I posted a little while back for the NASDAQ. I believe the next big mover, even though we had low volume recently, is the NASDAQ. I believe that, yes, we are in overbought territory. We are in a range where we should be falling off the map. But the amount of money they've pumped into the system lowered the value of the dollar, has essentially brought the psychological value that we perceive as overvalued to equal value. So now that we're technically on an equal floor from the money they pumped in, we're basically making, okay, 25,000 actually more relevant comparative to the overall supply. And the reason I think this way is because of altcoins. Or when you're looking at staking cryptocurrency. When you stake cryptocurrency, you look, okay, are they minting coins? How are they paying you? Are they depleting the value of the coin while you're trying to wait for it to, to earn money? And in that concept, well, that's exactly what they've done here. The stock market was overvalued. It did this dip. All right. People bought. And then they started pumping money into it, which inevitably, so say its true evaluation was $18,000 floor. Well, you made the value of the dollar so much more worthless, so $18,000 is now like $25,000. So we got this little dip buy opportunity. We confirmed our new shelf, which is just above here. And that brings me to where I think we might be going next. And that whole picture of how it's going. Okay, it took me a little while to find it again, but here we are. So we can see here we've got a lot of inversions. Overall it's still the humps, the rise. Well, here this was inversion, but in general, we are following the upward trend. The unfortunate part is how choppy this gets. So I don't know that they would drop the market that significantly. If they do, I'll be surprised. Because now you've got all this money coming in from silver and gold that's been pulled from the hedge because rates not being cut. They could do another pump. They could pump it into the NASDAQ while they consolidate into silver and gold and then drop it off. Gold and silver has a recovery rally. We're looking here at a timeline like this is end of 2027 where everybody thinks it's going to fall off the face of the earth, which I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. We could have a 1970s style crash, into the 80s. And that would just fall off the freaking face of the planet. That's pretty close. It's a little stretched out. So if we bring it in, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Now, what event just happened? What event just happened? And it doesn't matter which one you use. It doesn't matter which one you use. We're not wound out yet. At least according to this. Shit gets choppy for a while. And we wind up still going up. So you're still looking middle of 2027 to end of 2029. Yeah, 2029. So what just happened? Silver sell-off. What you think about it? People made money on that move. Remember all those contracts that Tino said were short silver? Yeah, they made big money. And if you don't believe it, I mean, a small move, just a small move. Where is it? I think I posted this the other day. No, I posted it the other day. Where is it? Kenny, don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. So there was the no wick post. Okay. Trying to give a heads up. Is it this one? Yeah. And this was just a small short. It wasn't even a full short. Pretty sure there's a video somewhere. Anyhow, you get the picture. This right here is just a small practice. These institutions, they didn't practice it. They did it. Alright. You take all of this, all that money that they made on that dip, and what do you think's going to happen next? New Fed chair, they're going to come out with some BS news. It might dip a little bit if it's bad news, or it might just freaking boom. I mean, right there's a decent lineup. I mean, we've already got the little dip, little rise up, stabilization, boom. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the NASDAQ at 31,000? Because if you can't, You should. Because these charts, especially the green one, that's from back when it was like $400 a share. Don't believe me? Where's my dinosaur? Ah, there it is. There it is. 300, 400, whatever you want to say. It was cheap. This is the 80s. This is where I think we're copying from. The jobless crap, the Fed, the whole thinking doomsday BS, countries going in debt, blah blah blah. It feels like it all over again. Generations that forget are doomed to repeat. My stepfather remembers all this. We've been talking about it. So, how long will it take? Is the next question. Where will we go? You really zoom out. It's looking like we could hit 50K either way, whether it's a pop or blow off top. Doesn't matter. You see the picture I'm trying to paint. And if you don't, well, if we don't come back to it, I'll be surprised. That's 2030. How far ahead in the future are you planning?